Boys, today we're going to be talking about the best way to prepare for Set 5 coming to MLB The Show 23. There's a lot of things that we need to do and make sure that we're locked in on and kind of just save back for the big program coming on Friday. There's going to be so many videos that come out on Friday as how to finish Set 5, how to make a lot of stubs off Set 5, etc. So just make sure you're subbed to the channel and you have post notifications on, because I know a ton of people will be doing those videos and you're not going to want to miss out on those. But before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like and a sub, and let's get right into it. If you guys want cheap stubs and want to avoid the marketplace, go to u4gm.com and make sure you use my code Brady for 10% off your purchase. Really fast, easy, and a lot of fun. So first things first, what I want to tell you guys is that if you haven't already, make sure that you guys are doing the event, because this is going to be one of the best ways to make stubs for a little bit. Plus, it will help your stub flow a ton. I do these events as fast as possible usually, but I really love events this year. Events are really good. This David Wright selling for 200K. The other card selling for about 150K or 60K. And so you're going to be making about 300,000 stubs by grinding the whole thing, because you're getting stubs and packs along the way. Plus, if you don't already have the rewind pack, make sure you're doing this, because you're going to be missing out if you're not grinding the event. So make sure you're doing the event. Get this David Wright selling for 200K. And get the 5-win card too, really easy for 60K. Also, it'll help you to just finish the programs, so it's awesome. I love doing these events. Make sure you're taking care of those. Number one thing. Next best thing that you guys are going to want to make sure you're doing is you're going to want to make sure that you guys have a ton of stubs. Now, I would say if you're roughly, like if you don't have a lot of stubs, obviously check out some of my stub making methods. Like we're going to be doing a lot of that too. And I'll briefly go over what I'm doing right now to make stubs. Number one was playing the event earlier. Number two is probably playing Battle Royale. I'm actually holding on to BR cards just because I feel like the core collection is about to have a big thing. That's another good point, is that we are probably going to be seeing a big core collection card coming soon. Now, I don't know if that's going to be right whenever Finest drops, because Finest comes on Friday. I think that we're going to see this in about probably 2 weeks. I think in about 2 weeks there's going to be a big core collection. So honestly, another really good way to make stubs is going to the market right now, searching and filtering it by core cards, and picking up some of those core cards, because there's going to be some really amazing 99s that come through that core collection, and you're not going to want to miss them. As far as programs, you're going to want to make sure that you have the postseason championship series done beforehand. And the reason why you're going to want to make sure you're doing that is because these cards are really good. I bet that the Adolis Garcia and Kyle Schwarber are better than 90% of the cards we're going to be getting for Set 5. So make sure that you're doing this. Not so much I prepare for Set 5, but just a thing in general. Weekly Wonders are good for stubs. Trick or Treat isn't horrible for Patrick Sandoval, but we're going to be getting some really good arms with Finest. So one thing you're going to want to make sure you're doing is just make sure that you have everything done that you want from Set 4. A lot of these cards are going to be something that some of them aren't really worth it. Like I would say Royce Lewis isn't really worth it. Yastrzemski isn't worth it. Juan Soto, honestly, not even worth it after the new cards that are getting announced. But there are a lot of really cool cards that are right around the corner. You're going to want to make sure you're set up for that. So make sure you have tons of stubs. And one of the best ways that I'm going to be preparing is actually by grinding March to October. Now, if you want a head start, on next Team Affinity, one thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to play, and this is a little sweaty, but you're going to want to play a March to October and get one game. I mean, one singular game before the playoffs. You want to get one game before the playoffs. And the reason why is because once you hit All-Star break, you're going to get like 20,000 parallel XP towards that division. And then once you finish that whole World Series and you grind that out, you're, depending on what difficulty you're going to be at, you could already have one or two of the players, because like I'm doing the Detroit Tigers, like I believe they're underdogs. So you can see the top left here, underdogs is that, and I'm playing it on legend difficulty. So if you want a big head start, and I mean like an actual big head start, you get to one game before you get to playoffs in March to October, and then as soon as it hits on Friday, you play like 15 to 10 of these March to October games, which are pretty much like moments. You play in like the 10th inning, you have like a runner on first and third, and you have to score a run. It's legend difficulty with pretty bad players. I've traded a couple guys so I can bunch cheese, but it is a great way to kind of get a head start. It is a really great way to get a head start. And so while you're preparing for Set 5, and if you want to get these done ASAP, whether you want to sell those cards, I don't know if there'll be no sell. I'm guessing they won't be, but just kind of keep in mind that this is a genuine thing. Like, this is going to be really, really good. So get to 1 game for the playoffs. As soon as it hits, play a couple games. Really smart way to do it. This is something that I haven't really done in the past, but I'm going to do for set 5. Just because those set 5 finest cards, I think I can make a lot of stubs off that. If I can get people before, and if they're sellable, like, that's going to be awesome. Either way, I'm going to need the cards for my squad because they're going to be in-game type cards. But other than that, that's kind of all I've got. There's a couple of things that you guys really want to do. Just like make sure that you're staying locked in, have a ton of stubs. Make sure you're doing that March to October thing because trust me, it's going to help a ton. And make sure that you're subbed to the channel because I am going to be posting a ton of videos whenever Finest comes out. But I hope you boys enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you out. Take my advice, grind to March to October. It's going to help you guys a ton. I'll talk to you boys later. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.